Grace, you there?
Sir, are
Yes,
you
sir.
good? We can start.
Somehow, some way, we are here. All right,
Okay,
go ahead.
go ahead, Grace.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning to you all. Look at Kimberly. Look at her. She was dancing, and here she is. She's got her hat on. Kimberly, you better be ready to go. The mini session starts in 45 minutes. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see who's all here. Who do we have here? Sarah, good morning. Kat, I got your text message. The chances of me talking today are very slim, so I can talk tomorrow morning. Probably, I would say, time to get going. I would say it'd be 10 o'clock Eastern time. 10 o'clock Eastern time on that. Good morning, Dawn, Manuel, Linda, Mr. Kastner. Good morning, brother. What up, Wendy? Good morning, Linda. Jill. I don't see as many as the Success Summit people here on here. You got to push it all the way in, Jackie. You just got to push that thing all the way in, and then from the computer. I'm muting myself. Can you hear me now? John Hart, what up, brother? Good morning to you. David's on his way over here. I know David's on his way over here. So good morning to you all. For those of you at the summit, put in one word. What up, Rosario? Put in one word that it's on how it's made an impact on you in the first day. This all is, well, I'll show you guys this in a minute here. I'll put this over here. Put a one word in for those that are on here. So, good morning to you all. Good morning to you all. My name is Coach Brock Zivan, life coach, business coach, real estate coach, and a DAD. And it hasn't been a lot of DAD, Fran. It has not been a lot of DAD. I have been sipping on a lot of honey and tea. How many of you would like just to see a little bit of the layout here? Put a 5 in the chat. If you just be like, hey, could you like to see a little bit about what it looks like over there? Put a 5 in the chat. I don't want to waste people's time if people don't really care what it looks like over here. If you purpose, determination, good. All right, so there's a couple 5s in here. So I'm just going to turn the camera around real quick to show you a little bit about what we have here. If I know how to turn the camera around. Here we go. So this is what my scene looks like. Here's all our lights, the backdrop of everything. And so this is our check-in that we have. It's been pretty amazing for those that are, thinking about coming to our next one. Got a little announcement on that today as our final day. As you can see here, we had 103 people that were here. Just really blessed and thankful to have so many people pouring into themselves. This is the stage where everybody is. And then we have couches. Our events are set up differently, y'all. It's not your normal conferences for what we typically do. So this is what the speakers were looking at yesterday. Amazing, amazing speakers that we had. And so we packed the house day 2. I know we're going to do the same. We even got a couple extra people coming now because we invited others to be out here. So then we come over to here, and then we got our sponsor rooms. These are all our sponsors that we have. And then, yes, we have the whole place. This is where they all chill out. They try to hide, but I call them out. Right? I call Chad Free out. Got a little mini breakfast for everybody. And then we got more of our sponsors here. And then we have our hydration station. Gotta make sure everybody's got fluids into them. And then we had a singer yesterday, Melanie. She was here. She performed for us live on the stage. How cool was that? I thought that was really cool. We had drummers yesterday. So, anyways, also that's a little bit of it, just to kind of give you a little bit of a those that are thinking about like, you know what? I want you. Let's put a let's put a 10 in the chat. Let's put a 10 in the chat. How many of you would like to come to our next event? How many of you put a 10 in the chat if you're just like, you know what? Because Latrice texted me this morning and she's like, I have so much, I'm missing everybody. I miss it. I want to be able to, I should have went. Put a 10 in the chat if you're willing to make a commitment to come to the next one. I want you to really think about it on making that commitment to yourself. We've had several people who told me, which because I am thankful that I do several of these. Thank you so much for forcing me to come. Thank you for pushing me to come. David's one of them. David was one of those. He wasn't too sure if he was going to come, right, David? He's giving us the thumbs up. He's on here now. And we had a good talk yesterday. He's like, I really appreciate being here. This really means this has been very helpful to me because you're going to hear things from different speakers. It's not just all about doing the real estate X's and O's. It's about doing life X's and O's. It's about understanding yourself. Understand we did so. I'm going to do my affirmations, Fran. Don't get all bent out of shape. I am going to do my affirmation, okay? So yesterday, why I asked you to put a 1 in the chat is, where did my video go? Is you'll see right here that we did a board. And inside this board, every person came up, keeps going, but I can't fit it all on here. Every person had to come on up and put their one word in of 2026. What did they had to answer 6 questions. They had to answer 6 questions. If you want the 6 for 26, if you want those questions because you weren't able to be here for it, I still want to take care of you. And so what I'm going to share with you is just put in ME in the chat, me in the chat, and we will get it to you. We will get you the 6 questions as well as the prompt. So what we did, Daenerys, what up, girl? What up, girl? She was at Key West. You better come to our next one, Daenerys. I miss you. You and Regina. So what we did was we took all these words and I created a prompt. And I created a prompt asking artificial intelligence to not sugarcoat it, to be plain, to be simple, to be clear, to be precise, and share with us what this audience altogether means by using all the words that each one of them created from these 6 questions. And I think David and Jill and Jennifer and Kimberly and everybody else that was on there that I'm kind of scrolling through here. I don't know about you, but it was like when I read the answer to artificial intelligence, we really came from an authentic ownership level. Like we're taking ownership of our year. The buck stops with me. I think somebody said it yesterday was we get in our own way. We get in our own way of our success, whatever thoughts are in our head. And so today's journey, once again, is about pouring into people, working on ourselves, and working through others as we go into our panel today and other speakers. So as we work through ourselves, it's always very important that we do our affirmation because that's what it's all about. So if you can, Grace or Jay, pull up our affirmation. Let's all say it together. I want you to unmute yourself. Unmute yourselves. Unmute yourselves. You know, it's funny, all over here too. It's 7:15 Central Time, and I created a mini session for everybody at 8 o'clock that was not in the schedule. So it's funny trying to see everybody trying to get themselves together. Like, what? Damn, what? 8 o'clock? That's so. I've been laughing seeing everybody trying to get themselves together early this morning. Sherry, we're gonna keep that here, please. I'm gonna use that. All right, let's all say it together. Unmute yourselves. Everybody say it together on the count of 3. 1, 2, and 3.
Something
Something good is going to happen to me.
me.
Something good is
Something
going to
good
happen
is going to
through me.
happen through me.
I love it. I love it. So a couple key things that I have for us today, kind of like Chad's version yesterday. there's a lot of balancing acts going on, but I will never miss a show because they asked me like, "Are you still going to do the Tuesday show? Are you still going to do it?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I'm still going to do it." I mean, John, right? What a silly question. That's it's almost it goes from silly to stupid, and I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm like, come on now, like, why? I never would miss, even though I really wanted to today. So yesterday, as the I don't think you were right. So as listen to how God works. So they're getting ready to introduce me. I get introduced. And throughout this whole process, I've been thinking a lot of things of just like, this summit is a lot of work. And I wanted to give up many times on it. It's like every problem continues to exist. Something happens. Something doesn't go the right way. And when I mean like some of my challenges, I mean to the point of like 3 days beforehand, Luke Bryan Bar calls me and says they can't do the event at that bar. Like, that's like a huge, it's not like, hey, we ran out of toilet paper. Like, do we see the difference of a problem? Like, okay, that's an easy fix. Like, hey, the creamer spilled in the back. Okay. Um, the shuttle, the shuttle couldn't make the time that I needed. Yesterday we had a problem because I was talking Eastern time, they were talking Central time when we set it up, so they came early. Like, all these little problems come into play. um, one of the singer that was supposed to sing Monday yesterday, one of them had to go to Vegas for a show. The second guy we get, he ended up getting the flu. So I'm on my third person to the point of like, hell, I might just sing. Which, trust me, we're not going to want me to sing. But like all these things, so like negativity and quitting was constantly inside of my brain and of what we were doing. And so I said a prayer to myself yesterday morning, and I was just like, God, whatever is supposed to happen today, it is in your hands. Like, there's nothing more I possibly can do at this point. And what if I'm supposed to continue on in this journey of these success summits and continue to do this across the country, I'm really going to need some really, really blatant signs from me, please. And that's pretty much kind of how it was, friend. It's like, it's Mario, when I tell you, like, I was very purposeful and intentional. Like, it has to be like, this really has to happen. So as they do the introduction, everybody's on their feet cheering, and we're doing the high fives, and I grab the microphone and I start getting into it. I start to really feel it. And I start to go into it, and I start screaming, "Come on, let's go! Who's all in?" So you can just imagine, right? Denier, you were there for it. My third all in, I feel a pop in my throat, and I pull one of my vocal cords, and I knew immediately something was wrong with my throat. And Mario, the first thing I said to myself, how many, listen in, because this has happened to you. The first thing I said to myself, God, my vocal cord, like, seriously, that's the sign you're going to give. Because I immediately went to negative down, Sarah. I immediately went down and said to myself, I guess I'm not even gonna be able to talk. I can barely even get my voice to be able to share and to have a conversation. I can't. And really, when you do events, the speaking, and Monica knows this, being a coach and speaking, that's the most fun part. The fun part is being on stage, being energized and getting everybody going. And here it was, taken from me. I mean, I couldn't even, like, guys, I had Jackie was here. She was just like, I get done with it. She's giving me tea. People are saying, like, this is on stage too. Like, do you need honey? Do you need it? Like, somebody came up on stage and gave me. I couldn't get my voice, and I said to myself, this isn't a challenge. See, I want you guys to really lean into this. Our brain, our mindset stops at this part. This isn't a challenge. This is a challenge opportunity. And see, here's the difference in how we think in English and how God thinks in English. We put periods, God puts commas. And see, I had a period at the end of challenge. He had a comma followed by opportunity. So I challenge you today, as my voice miraculously is not back, but it's as best as it's going to be. But I had it as a challenge period. And he had it as a challenge comma, as an opportunity for me to continue to grow, because what I had the rest of the day, because I hate being in a victim mode, but people were just like, man, you bring a lot of energy. I didn't think you were able to make it. I didn't think you'd be able to talk. I thought your voice was really shot. Like all these things that people were saying to me, I was like, damn, I didn't think it was that bad. But I did listen to the video, and I was like, I barely could talk at the time. But I feel this, that whoever's going through a heartache, whoever's taking notes today, I want you to pray, and I want you to remove all periods and replace it with commas. That I want you to write down that I will remove periods and replace with commas. You don't need to know what the word is after the comma. Sometimes it's not for us to find out. Sometimes it could be to be continued. Whatever it might be, we need to understand that when opportunities are presented to us, they look like challenges, but they're really growth moments. And we've talked about that a lot this week or yesterday in this. Christina, one of the things that we did while we were here is a lot. Even the singer, like the singer when we interviewed, they had to have a story. And she got sick. She had some mold or had something at her home that was um when she moved into it, she got sick. She ended up having some sort of I don't want to say disease. I don't know. She had something happen to her, and she got really sick. And she really wanted to go and end her life. She wanted to just throw the towel in. She was so sick. But today or yesterday, what was amazing, Melissa, was this: is see the speakers, Dawn, were speaking from stage with their words. She was speaking from stage with her voice of singing. See, our challenges might not be the way that we think it's going to be proclaimed. We might think your challenge might be written. Your challenge might be brought to you through a picture, through a video. You never know. And you might be helping somebody else out when you share your story in some capacity, in some way. I'm very thankful to have people open up to me and tell me their challenges and tell me their issues, tell me what they got going on, where their concerns are. And that's why, to me, when we look at this board and people sat down, and we call it the 6 for 26, 6 questions that should change your life. And some of these words, I'll read them to you: clarity, expansion, alignment, elevate, obedience, focus, stewardship, discernment, boss, overcome, light, fresh, purpose, discipline, discomfort, balance, working, boundaries, pressure, growth, refine, win, legacy, all these different things that these people wrote down. What is your word? And for those that put the 10 in the chat, we will give you the 6 for 26. I'll give you the prompt. I'll give you the questions so you can do this activity on your own. So you can be able to set the stage. Now, here's the biggest thing, and I'll leave it with this. And if you're able to come on video, I'd like to see you come on video today on this last part, because I like to see some of your faces if you're able to come on. I want you to understand this. When the speakers came in and they got done with today, or they got done with the event, they came up to me and they're like, Brock, it's just amazing how the audience is so engaged throughout the entire time period. Because how many of you, put a 3 in the chat that you've been to a conference, put a 3 in the chat that you've been to some sort of conference in some sort of capacity, in some sort of way, you have been to a conference. I don't care if it's freaking like, if it's an hour conference or it's a full day conference or it's a week conference, okay? So I'll have 3s in the chat, a lot of 3s here. Now I want you to put a 5 in the chat. Put a 5 in the chat if you go into a conference and you see people on your cell phones. You see people on your cell phones, they go in different rooms, they're like sitting there with their head down, they're trying to put, the funny one is like they put their cell phone between their legs and they're trying to be like all discreet about it. Put a 5 in the chat if you've seen them, or they like, I gotta take this call. Just I'll be right back. It's God, and God, I have to answer this call right now. Like, how many of you, right? You see a lot of you see 5s. You see that. And I'm not gonna say I have 100%, but I will say majority of the speakers, or like this, all the speakers would say like, Brock, it's amazing how they have so much like you're like the audience. They're all engaged. They're all involved. Like nobody's really on their cell phones. And part of it is when I do my event. See, this is what happens when you're a school teacher and assistant principal for 12 years. Like I'm like, if I can handle kids, adults are actually worse because they just think their egos are just like, well, I'm an adult, I can get my phone whenever I want. See, a child, you can say like a kid, you can be like, no, you can't. You're in high school, you're in middle school. Like I'm the teacher, I'm the boss. Like get your tail over here. I can't really say that to an adult. So what do I do for adults? Because they need to be disciplined too. Let's just be honest. Adults, if you give them any type of length, you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. The adults aren't any different. So what you do is you call their tails out, and they don't want their name called out because they don't want to get in trouble in front of everybody. And David was there. What was it? Chad Free came in late. Yeah, John Hart. So listen to this. So Chad Free walks in late. He goes into like to the sponsorship room and like goes in the back and like tries to hide. I called his ass out. I was like, Chad Free, get in here. You were late. Get in here right now. See, knowing Chad, he's got thick skin, but I called out people who are on their cell phones. Here's the principle behind this. What's up, bud? Good morning. The principle behind this is I hold people accountable. I hold you accountable for you being in the rooms and paying attention because guess what? You paid money to be here. Guess what? You told me you wanted to change your life. Don't give me some BS that you need to be on your cell phone right now. Don't give me some story that that's the most important thing that you need to do. Then don't show up. Don't come here if you don't want to be held accountable because you're in the freaking position you're in because you're not accountable. So when you listen and answer these 6 questions, whenever it is you choose to do, because I'm not going to force you. Here, I can do it because it's used through peer pressure. Okay, it's called peer teaching. See, the problem is with everybody that comes to my events is they don't realize that I'm a 12-year assistant principal with 6 years of teaching experience and teaching high school kids for 12 years. Like they don't understand. Like I'm like, listen, everybody. I'm going to make you do things you don't want to do, and I know how to do it because I studied this. How many of you have a child that won't eat beans or eat the dinner at your house, but if they go to a friend's house, they're eating it? How many of you told your daughter how to play a certain game or how to do things like the coach? My daughter, I would tell her, like, Brielle, this is what you do. Dad, you're so stupid. You don't even know anything. You didn't even play soccer. She doesn't call me stupid, but she's like, Dad, you didn't even play soccer. I'm like, Brielle, I coached for freaking 12 years. Like, I'm pretty sure I know a little bit about it. Same exact thing I said. The coach can say it. Oh, wow, what a great idea, coach. That is phenomenal. I never even heard that before, right? It's all about accountability and perspective, but most importantly, where's the message coming from? We all have different ways to receive messages, but we need to understand this. When the message is received, who is keeping you accountable? I will say this, not with arrogance, but with confidence. I messed up in the head. I'm wired differently because I personally hold myself accountable at a very, very high level. I don't let myself off the hook. And if I do something, there's a consequence. Wendy thinks I'm a freaking nut. She'd be like, "Why did you get up at 3:30?" Well, because I freaking didn't get up yesterday at 4:30. So now my punishment is I got to get up earlier today. Why? It's because I have to have a consequence for a poor ass decision I made the day before. How many of you are making poor decisions? Put a 5 in the chat. How many of you are making poor decisions? Put a 5 in the chat if you're making poor decisions consistently. Put a 5 in the chat if you're making poor decisions consistently that are compounding. And how many of you are sick and tired of being sick and tired? It's time for you to step up. It's time for you to be accountable. And if you can't be accountable for yourself, which is perfectly fine, then you find a coach, you find a mentor, and you find somebody that's going to keep you accountable. It's the only way to grow at the level you want to grow. Because let me just be honest with you, your plan today sucks because it got you to where you are today. Plain and simple. If you're not happy with yourself, your plan's not good. Your accountability is not good. So I'm not here to be mean, but that's what you get when you come here. You get accountability. You get things that are going to move the needle. So, how many of you want to be at our next event? Because this is really going to play an important part of my decision today. I need to have some more numbers. Put a me in the chat. If you're really like, you know what, this is the stuff I need to be around. These are the like-minded people. This is the culture I need to be around. Put a me in the chat. If this is like, I have to make a commitment today to be here. What up, Jim? Jim Morris. Look at this guy right here. He's speaking today. He's all dressed up. I don't know what he's doing. He's speaking today. Pray for his little baby. He's got 103 temperature. They almost had to go to the hospital last night. So just a little prayer for Jim and his little one. Guys, if you didn't put a me in the chat, I'll probably personally call you and say, "What the hell is your problem?" No, I won't. I will not do that. I might, but I probably won't. But guys, I appreciate y'all. If you got something out of today, you know what it is. Put a heart in the chat, put a thumbs up in the chat, put a 5 in the chat. If you got something out of today, a message, a note, a nugget, something that you got, an aha. Maybe it's just the fear of missing out. Maybe you got FOMO today. Maybe you're just like, you know what, I really didn't think his event would be like that. That's the greatest compliment I get when people come in here and they get done a day of my show. They just like, I had no idea it was like this. I try to tell people, like it's like Thomas. This is like seeing is believing. I try to tell people. I had a husband and wife team come up to me yesterday because the wife was coming and she's like, "I'm not too sure if my husband can come." I said, "I'm going to tell you this right now. If you don't bring your husband at the happy hour event, you're going to tell me, 'I wish I brought my husband.'" So I'm just telling you now. Let's just save that conversation. And yesterday they came up to me and she says, "Thank you so much for forcing me to bring my husband." And the husband's not even a real estate agent. And he says to me, "I'm thinking about getting into real estate now." You know how cool of a feeling that is that you transformed somebody's mindset and career and process by encouraging them to come to an event? So I got to go because in about 14 minutes, these speakers who are, going to be racing in here on two wheels after I told them to be here at 7:30 to make sure we're ready for 8 o'clock for the mini session. Last night, oh yeah, Brock, we'll be there. We'll be there. We'll be there bright and early. I'm like, okay, I'll be here at 7 just to let you know. Yeah, we'll be there too. Guys, let me just show you how many of them are here. You see all of them? You see all of them? That's how many are here. So they'll come in at the last minute. Oh, Brock, Brock, Brock. It's just like, yeah. But I already know their little show, so I'll be prepared for them. Guys, I really appreciate y'all. God bless y'all. Thank you guys so very much. If I can help you in any way, if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired and you want me to coach you and help you, I need you to DM me. I need you to text me. Grace put my information in the chat so that way some people are like, I don't have, like, it was funny. Some people are like, I don't have your number. It's like, how do you not have my number? Like, it's plastered pretty much everywhere. So put it in the chat. If you're thinking about it, you want to have a conversation. We got a lot of moving parts. After I leave these events, I get a lot of appointments. I want you to have an opportunity. I don't want you to feel like you missed out, even though you did, of being able to have a conversation with me. So there's my phone number. Text me. Let me know. Let's get it in the books. Oh, the shuttle's here. The shuttle's here. I'm ending. If those got to end, for those that want to stick around, I'm going to keep the camera on. I'm going to flip it so you guys can see these people coming in here. Let's see who's going to shine in. So if you want to stick around, you're going to see them because the shuttle just came in. For those of you that got to go, God bless you. I'll catch up with you guys shortly. So let me flip this camera. Those that want to, let's see. Flip this camera. What up, Amanda? Hi, Amanda. Oh, let's see. Oh, I did flip it already. All right. Here they come. Say hi. You're on Facebook Live. Look at this. Look at this crew. Rosario's doing credit. Trisha, what's going on? More, see now, look at everybody filing in. I don't know. There's some more people got luggage because they got to fly out. Guys, you guys remember Sandy? There's Sandy. Everybody wave to Sandy. Sandy. Sandy, I got you on the mindset. I got you on the mindset show, Sandy. There's John. There's Jill. Oh, it's exciting stuff. All right, all. I don't know. There's more people coming, but I gotta get myself together. So, till then, I appreciate y'all. Thanks for sticking around. At least some of you stick around to see some of this craziness, guys. I appreciate. There's Chad Free, and Jill. Let's get the camera switched so that way. Hold on. There he is. Look at this guy. There's Jill getting together. All right, Chad. I told everybody I called you out yesterday because you came in a little late and you snuck in over here. Hi, John. Hey, John Hart was laughing. I did. That's why. Yeah. All right, we're having a good time today. Appreciate you guys. Till then, I'll catch up with you guys later. God bless you. Have a phenomenal day. See ya.